The monstrous Wendigo from the wilds of Canada debuted for Marvel Comics in The Incredible Hulk number 162 from April of 1973. The Hulk had ventured into the northern woods of Canada in search of Betty Ross, who had just married Glenn Talbot and was on her honeymoon. During a temper tantrum, Hulk is contacted by a man named Paul Cartier, who is calling for help. Before he can react, though, Hulk is attacked by a group of hunters who believe he is the creature known as the Wendigo. Among the group is Cartier's sister Mary, who demands that he tell her what he has done to her brother. The Hulk explains that he is not the Wendigo, that he had heard Paul's voice, and promises that he will go find whatever is responsible for his disappearance. The Hulk searches for the Wendigo, but the monster finds him first. As the hairy creature attacks the Hulk, a man calls to him for help, telling him that the Wendigo trapped him as he slept, and warns Hulk of the creature's cannibalistic hunger. The Wendigo knocks Hulk off a cliff and throws the man down as well, but he is caught by our green hero. The Hulk takes him to the camp of hunters, believing him to be Paul, but in actuality he is Georges Baptiste, one of Paul's friends. When Georges comes to, he tells them that he, Paul, and another one of their friends, Henri Clouzot, were out hunting when they were attacked by a pack of wolves and lost their supplies. They sought shelter in a cave and faced starvation. On the morning of the fourth day, Georges awoke to the sight of Paul eating Henri's flesh, who had died from his wolf attack wounds. Because Cartier was driven to do this, legend has it that he had become a Wendigo as a result. The Hulk returns to the woods in order to find the creature and hopefully break the curse, but Paul's mind had dissolved too much into the Wendigo, and there was nothing anyone could do. The creature would return in The Incredible Hulk number 180, the same issue we got to see Wolverine for the first time, and in issue 181 the three would have a handicap match of sorts, with Wolverine and Hulk walking away victorious. The Wendigo's unconscious body is found by Marie Cartier and Georges Baptiste. They had acquired knowledge of dark magic, just go with it, and use an occult ritual to transfer the curse of the Wendigo into a new host, Baptiste, who does it out of love for Marie. He flees as quick as he can before his mind is completely lost. Now I must stress that the Wendigo curse, or Wendigo as it's also known, is not the brainchild of Marvel Comics, at least not entirely. It's inspired by legends that originate in the northern forests of British Columbia, the east coast of Canada, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and the Great Lakes region of both Canada and the United States, told among Algonquian-speaking peoples. It's strongly associated with the north, coldness, and the winter season, as well as survival and starvation. A Wendigo is an evil spirit that possesses and transforms a human into a monster. It's typically an embodiment of that individual's malevolent behavior: murder, greed, gluttony, complete disregard towards nature or the environment, that sort of thing. You can also become a Wendigo if you conduct inhumane actions, such as cannibalism for example. Wendigos are depicted as cannibals themselves, with an undying hunger, further associating them with this idea of being punished for your evil deeds, which many could view as being insatiable in many ways too. In Marvel Comics, the Wendigo is depicted as a large hairy creature with superhuman strength, but many legends of the Wendigo depict it as being rather thin. Bones are usually protruding from its dried-out skin, and they are believed to have a terrible smell, resembling death itself. Anyways, the Wendigo, found in Marvel Comics, borrows elements from these Algonquin legends and is heavily rooted in Canadian folklore. After Paul Cartier was freed of the Wendigo curse and it was placed on Georges Baptiste, he would return in issue 140 of the Uncanny X-Men from 1980, battling Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and the Canadian superhero team Alpha Flight. Snowbird would transform into a white wolf and attack it, right in the face, and Shaman managed to cure Baptiste of his Wendigo curse with a counterspell before he is arrested. Sounds harsh, but Snowbird reiterates that Baptiste had become the Wendigo out of his own free will, whether it was to save somebody else or not. He knew what would happen after he transformed, though she believes the courts will be kind. In the Marvel Universe, the transformation into a Wendigo is the result of someone eating human flesh while in the Canadian wilderness. Over the next several years, countless other individuals would perform this behavior, whether by accident or on purpose, and be struck with the curse. A fur trapper named Francois Lartigue, an unknown person from British Columbia with one of its victims being an 11-year-old boy, one that goes up against the werewolf by night, another against Sabretooth who was hired to kill it, this one he skins and wears as a fur coat. I mean, the list goes on and on. The Wendigo are an entire race of creatures, and there are several of them existing in the Marvel Universe at any given point. Their thick fur allows them to absorb high amounts of physical trauma and survive the harsh colds of the north. Due to the mystical curse affecting them, they possess a regenerative healing factor and can even survive having their hearts ripped out of their chests, though it pushes this power to its absolute limit and takes some time for the Wendigo to be fully healed. Anyone affected by the curse is essentially a lost cause because not much can bring them back apart from the odd counterspell here and there. The longer an individual is in the form of a Wendigo, the more humanity they lose, becoming overwhelmed by rage, savagery, and an undying hunger for human flesh. Not to mention, they have a limited intelligence at that point and can only speak in growls and their name, like a Pokemon. The fact that the Wendigo is based off a real-life legend adds to its mystery and impact. It's anchored to the supernatural, and that's always fun. What do you guys think of the Wendigo? Let me know in the comments section down below. If you found this video entertaining and insightful, feel free to hit that subscribe button and bell icon to be notified of all future content I release. Also, help support me on Patreon if you can, and follow my bi-weekly podcast on SoundCloud if you enjoy that sort of thing. Stay tuned all week long for more Halloween-themed videos leading up to Halloween itself. I've got lots more left on the way.